Okay, so today we are talking with Mr. Santosh, who is a co-founder of Volcano AI. So, hello.
Hi.
Can you tell us more about yourself? Like, how did you start Volcano AI and
Yeah. My name is Santosh GSK. I'm the co-founder of Volcano AI. So before starting this, I was a data scientist for a good 12 years. And in the field of data science, what I've seen is things are getting much more automated as we speak, even though there's a lot of market demand right now. So I could see that one day data science will be much more automated, and I could see advertising is one field where there's a lot of potential for data science to make an impact, make a clear business impact. And that's when I moved into the field of advertising. And I've seen ads like firsthand. I follow the advice of Apple's co-founder Steve Wozniak. So what he says is, you should be your own customer of the product that you're building.
yes?
If you're building a watch, you should like the watch first. So that way you can actually build something world class. So I follow that advice and I started doing ads for other clients. Even though I come from a data science background, I just did ads so that I understand the industry of ads in and out before I start building any product that can automate it. So then I moved into this creatives as a field, and that's where Volcan has happened.
So, how do you think AI will continue to evolve the marketing and e-commerce industries? And like, what should businesses do to stay competitive in this large market?
I feel competition is irrelevant unless you don't focus on your customers.
Okay.
So even though you should be aware of what's happening in your surroundings, if there is new technology that can do your job 10x better, you should definitely adapt to the technology. Having say that, you should be true to your customers, what they need. If you can give the best of the best experience, then the competition will become irrelevant.
Okay.
And I could see the future of AI is too good to be true right now. And even if you have heard all the hype that is happening, it is still an under-hyped stage. The potential that AI can disrupt is humongous. It can almost automate 90% of the job that we are seeing right now.
Yeah, so how did you get the idea of starting your company, the Volcano AI, from a data scientist? What was that one point which came into your mind?
So I was actually, I was mentioning earlier, I was running the ads for my clients, for clients across US, India, and other parts of the world. And I've seen this repeated use case that every month a brand has to make some creatives, the images and the
Yeah.
videos. And the next month they will die down, they have to make them again. So this is a repeatable use case.
Yeah.
And at the exact same time, AI is actually coming much advanced in the field of creatives. It's able to make images, it's able to make videos. Even though they're crappy back in 2022, I could see that potentially they can completely disrupt. You cannot differentiate whether it is a real or a fake made by an AI. So that's where I felt creatives is a great area to be in. It's a sunrise sector, and every brand in the world needs creatives to run ads.
Yes.
So that's where I felt this is a sunrise field to be in.
Okay, so you have founded your company a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
How many years ago?
So I started back in 2021 in the field of ads, but I started Volcano 1 year back.
Okay, so what mindset should be like then AI wasn't there much.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
5 years ago, the
Relatively,
Yeah.
not so much.
so 1 year ago AI was just like coming up.
Correct.
It wasn't that
Correct.
large as now. So what mindset shifts are needed for today's founders, in your words?
Mindset shift.
Like what mistake you have made then, and what do you think today's founders shouldn't do that?
I think I'm quite blessed to have some of the mentors. One is Rajiv Talreja, the other is Russell Brunson. Even though, I didn't interact with him directly, but I follow his books quite a lot. One thing that I understood is most of the founders, even after talked to a lot of founders here as well, is we focus a lot on the solution aspect. Coming from a technology background, coming from data science background,
Yeah.
we love building stuff. But the thing is, the market doesn't care what you build. The market only cares what you solve for them. You forget about the solution, forget about your capabilities as a XYZ architecture or data scientist. You just go and talk to the customer, ask him what is the problem, and just solve the problem no matter if you have the skills or not. That shift is huge. If a founder can actually focus on the problem rather than these are my skills, this is what I can do, then that's where you see magic happens.
What is the biggest misconception about AI today from business point of view?
That's a good question. One thing is they say AI can replace what the existing CEO or some marketer is doing.
Yes.
AI is just like, you tell it what to do, it will just automate that. But the person has to know what task you want to automate. The person is the one who has a context. So AI cannot automate, AI can actually augment you. If you are doing something, it will help you to do 10x better. So that is one of the biggest misconceptions I have seen right now.
So suppose in your business only, for example, customers would want authenticity and originality more, right? So
Yeah.
can AI-driven brands really deliver that, like human touch?
Right. At the end of the day, human touch cannot be replaced. That's the best part of AI, right? No matter how much automation can happen, a human understanding the other person, like emotionally, that's I feel is reserved for humans for the near future. I could see. So I don't say that AI is there to solve every problem. If it comes to a human touch, if it comes to that creativity thing, real creativity, that like the ones, maybe if you remember some ads back in 2000 or 2010, those kind of ads can be made by a human,
Yes.
but it cannot be made by an AI because AI is just regurgitating all the data that he has seen.
Okay. If you were investing in young startups today, so what traits would you be looking up for in a founder?
One is eagerness to learn. Just learn whatever you have to do to get the job done. So that openness to learn anything or any new skill that comes around. The second is the passion to get through the line, because most of the times this journey gets tough beyond anybody can even explain you.
Yeah.
So you have to be, you should not have a plan B. As in, if you fail, I'll go back to my job. If I fail, I'll go back to my MBA. I mean, there should not be a plan B. This is the only thing. If it fails, there is no option for you to keep working at it. These are the primary qualities I would look for someone, and definitely that's something that I'm also trying to follow.
So how can small or traditional businesses which are already existing before can integrate AI into their business? Can you elaborate on that in your words?
Can you give me more definition? Like, what do you mean by traditional business?
Like, suppose, for example, there is a business, an old business, which is a bit recognized, not very much, but it's small. And now that AI has come up in these few years, they're new to AI, right? Obviously,
Right.
everyone is new to AI.
Of course.
So, how do you think, for example, ad creatives industry only, how
Right.
do you integrate AI into that?
Yeah, I mean, ad creatives, when it comes to ad creatives, there are two kinds of ad creatives. One you see like the TV commercials, one where a huge budget is spent, maybe up to 5 crores or 10 crores, and then on ads on maybe IPL. Those kind of ads are different. They are agency driven, they are human creativity driven.
Okay.
Those are for the traditional brands who want to focus on the brand awareness. Then there are ads which are very much focused on conversions, purchases. Yeah, if you see the ad, you click on it, you make a purchase of the shoe or a shirt. So those are the kind of ads which are much more higher in volume, and they are very determined on whether they are bringing me conversions or not. So that's, again, I would still say these are heavily digital businesses that you're talking about. But maybe if I go back to your question of traditional old businesses like mom and pop stores or traditional small businesses, the best thing that they can do right now is to just be online, produce more content on Instagram and maybe all other platforms like LinkedIn, using AI so that you can be seen more by your customers. If you are, let's say, a clothing store, you can just have AI to mimic models wearing your clothes, put it out on Instagram. More people will see and inquire and get more business for you. That's one thing I could think of right off my mind right now.
Okay, so coming to your grad commerce AI services, so Can you elaborate on that? And also the following question is, if you would start over, would you take the same path or do it differently? And how would you do it differently?
Nice. So Grad Commerce AI, as I was saying, I started in 2021 with the agenda of doing something in this field of advertising. I had no idea what I was doing because I'm not from a background of advertising, right? I come from a background of data science. So I was going through, what should be a good business idea. Like there was one trend where I could just go and teach data science for everyone, and I was like able to get a lot of people as well. But I believe in this business where what is one thing that everybody would need even after 15-20 years from now. So if you put effort today, you might struggle for 4-5 years, but after that this business would sustain for the next 15-20 years. So yeah, that's where I started focusing, even though I had a lot of traction by getting a lot of people to get trained from me, because I was also training at Bits Planning.
Yes.
I was also training at Upgrad, so I was able to get good amount of students interested in getting data science trained from me. But I chose not that path because of this insight. I think Jeff Bezos has said that, like, everybody looks at what is a new trend right now.
Yeah.
But what Jeff Bezos says is, what is not a trend? What is something people will stick by 15-20 years from now? Do work on that right now, so that you would stay in business longer.
Yes, and so digging more deeper into the pricing strategies. So when your product is evolving, do you think the pricing should also evolve with the product?
Of course, yeah. I mean, you add more features, you add more value to your customers, the pricing evolves. And
how should you approach that pricing strategy? Can you explain a scenario?
So when you are in the initial phases, you want to get some initial traction, initial customers and testimonials. So you price it at a much affordable rate. Maybe you can also say that only if I deliver value to you, you can pay us. Until then, you won't pay us. You can have such kind of an agreement so that you can earn the trust of the customers who are initially experimenting with you.
Yeah.
But as and when you have some kind of value, some kind of testimonial that this client has got X benefit from your services or product, then you can start charging higher prices. And one thing my mentors also say is, let's say because of you, the company has earned 1 crore rupees. Then you can charge 10% of that, 10 lakh rupees as your pricing. And if your business is focused on value driven, so some businesses look at something like cost saving or time saving, then it will be a different way of pricing, and it depends on business to business.
This is about LLMs. So what mindset should the non-tech people have when they're using LLMs newly, like when they're using it for the first time?
Yeah, LLMs is like a base foundational technology, but how we use it keeps evolving with every new app that is coming out in the public right now. So you can think of LLMs as, I would say, a language model. At the end of the day, it's a large language model where you just say the word, the language model has to predict the next word. That's what LLM means. But it has been adapted to different business use cases. I would say for a non-technical person, the better approach is just be very open-minded on learning all these AI tools that are coming out every other day, so that you can identify how to put all of these pieces together, maybe to improve your business, maybe to improve your personal career as well. But there are so many tools that I can't even keep track of right now. So you should be very open-minded.
Okay. And right now, at this point today, we have many AI tools, as you said.
Yeah.
So it's very overwhelming for everyone.
Correct.
Yeah. So what is your point? Like, go on it. What do you think about it, and which AI platform should be trusted and which not? How do we find that?
I feel there's no one way of tracking all of these. What I do personally is I track few influencers on YouTube. I subscribe to some newsletters who give us weekly updates on what are the new technologies, new updates that are happening. Thereby, I just stay afloat of what's happening. But whenever I need something, I would save those reels or save those tools in somewhere so that I can just jump onto that. Coming to trust, I mean, there's nothing like trust in this factor. You just try it out. If you like it, you keep using it.
Okay, so there's another controversial topic, that is AI and our personal information.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much going on around that. What do you like in your company? Is there anything? Suppose you're providing. Are you going to take personal information of the customer and use that? So the AI is going to take the personal information of the company, right? So if the company is not okay with it, but still they want to do it some way, AI is going to somehow record the personal information.
Right.
So how do you think that has to be overcome?
Okay. If I understand your question right, the company wants to use the personal information.
The company
Then-
wants to use AI to
Yeah.
build ad creatives.
Correct.
But then it doesn't want to disclose its personal information too much to AI
Okay.
because it can be harmful also.
Okay. I think data or personal information for that matter, there are two ways to think about it. One is a personal information identifiable to an individual person. Like what did you purchase last month? What did you do
Yeah.
last weekend? If we can identify to that level, maybe there is a personal details that are being leaked out into the public. The other thing is you aggregate the data at a aggregate level. Out of all the people who have purchased, how many people have purchased shoe versus how many people have purchased a shirt, and where did they come from? So that you can actually put more money into those marketing strategies which are giving you the higher return in the back end. For you to improve your operational efficiency, you need to have the data for which you can actually take permission from the user as well. Like I'll use your data to better serve you, not to misguide you into buying something. If you like it, you buy it. I mean, I'm not forcing you to buy anything. So you can take the permission and use the personal data. At the end of the day, if it's a win-win, like if you're bombarded with ads which are not relevant for you, would you still prefer that experience compared with if you are bombarded with ads which are very much targeted and you're just not able to find that product, even though you're searching a lot on the internet? Suddenly a YouTube ad would show you that, do you need this thing? Would you prefer that kind of an experience? So we have to be cautious. We have to be little more understanding of the fact AI is here to personalize and help you to do your job better, rather than take your data or make. I mean, AI is like a knife, right? You can cut your vegetables and make a nice curry, or you can actually hurt someone.
Yeah.
So it depends on who is holding the knife.
Okay.
So
Okay, I'll close this by asking 2-3 questions. What's one message you want to give young entrepreneurs right now to take away from your journey?
okay. Yeah, as I was mentioning earlier, one thing is whatever solutions that we come with, we are very much attached to them, right? We see them as our kids. We love our children. We love the solution that we have come up with. This is I come up with this eureka idea, and everyone has to buy this thing.
Yeah.
If they don't buy it, then it is their fault. This is the kind of mindset most of them will have. That's what is holding them back. And if there's one thing that they could take away from this podcast is shift that to a mindset where you just focus on your customer. Step number one is to find who is your customer. Fix a persona. I want to target only those people who have money and who have this problem. Go and talk to them. Don't come up with an idea. Go and talk to them. Ask them what is your problem. Or maybe just travel with them, see what are the problems they are facing, and then solve the problem and give it to them. Take money in exchange of your solution. This, I feel, is a fail-proof way of making any business work. Rather than coming up with your own idea, because that is overrated. Ideas are overrated.
And
Execution
many
is what matters.
people also just want to get success immediately.
Oh yes.
Yeah. They don't want to wait for
Yeah.
too much period.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they don't want failures. They just want success directly.
Oh yes. I mean, I can't emphasize that enough, right? You correctly pointed out that it's a long journey. If you only see what you see on TV or some commercials that in 2 years this guy has made it, then that's a myth.
Yeah.
It's much more like 10-15 years.
Yes.
If you are okay with that, if you have the heart to sustain so many failures, definitely you should try it out. But otherwise, having a good job is still a great option to live.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's it for today. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.